Open Meetings Acts within Ohio, the Ohio Sunshine Law, well, it's very clear on how to discuss public issues, pass motions, and vote in the presence of the public. The Hamilton County Veterans Service Commission is one of those public entities who must comply with the law, but a legal review shows they don't always do that, and that affects veterans when it comes to understanding how the commission makes decisions.
I have a motion to adopt our agenda.
You're looking at the first monthly Veterans Service Commission meeting that followed my Homefront investigation into the office's operations and spending. It was also the first monthly meeting where an open discussion session actually included veterans other than the commissioners. I'm holding 5 years of meeting minutes generated by the Hamilton County Veterans Service Commission. Now, in these minutes, one thing you'll find are motions to increase their own salaries within the office, to pay employees bonuses, that motion's in there, to also increase their cost of living allowance, and occasionally an official motion to change when the monthly meeting happens. But nowhere in any of these minutes is a single motion to officially change any policy that impacts local veterans. The November meeting also brought in to question how they conduct the meetings themselves.
We need to go into executive session.
Do you have a motion to go into executive session?
Yeah, we have some cases we want to discuss.
Yeah, okay.
The way that this motion was initiated really was not, it really did not follow the letter of the law.
Attorney Darren Ford says the commissioners needed to be more specific as to the reason for the executive session, other than they needed to discuss some cases.
The idea is you're supposed to cite the specific reason, statutory authorization for that executive session in the motion, so that there is on the, at least those observing the meeting will know this is what we're going into that session to talk about.
While the commissioners did come out and vote on the financial cases they presumably discussed in executive session, it was quickly apparent they discussed more than what they were supposed to in accordance with the Ohio Open Meetings Act.
We had executive session earlier where we discussed personnel issues, and that's really all I should say at this point.
So now he's admitting that in executive session they discussed personnel issues, but they didn't announce that going into executive session.
Which is absolutely improper. There certainly needs to be in the motion a statement that we were going into executive session to discuss personnel issues, and that if it is compensation, if it is one of those authorized exceptions, that it is going to be, that is also included in that motion. And we didn't hear any of that in the motion to go into executive session. The following day, the Veterans Service Commission went in front of the Hamilton County Commission and announced they were putting in place an interim executive director.
So at that executive session yesterday, we made the decision to bring on Calvin Wooten, who is
again a subject not mentioned ahead of their executive session the previous day. But then there was a twist come Monday, November 13th, when Commissioner Rowland told the employees that the interim director was not in charge, and that in fact the current executive director, William Betcher, was still running the show.
I came in because I found out that Bill Betcher was working from home and he was doing the job.
Did you call a special hearing?
No, I didn't call a special meeting.
Okay.
I didn't realize we were supposed to.
When you hear Commissioner Rowland say, though, I wasn't aware that he even had to call a special meeting and follow those processes that are in place.
It's very concerning. We expect our public officials to understand the Sunshine Laws, whether that's the Public Records Act, the Open Meetings Act, that they exist. By the way, the next meeting of the Veterans Service Commission is this Wednesday at 2 p.m. in their office on the first floor of the William Howard Taft Center.